if you're newbie as they say, to NBA 2K20. Just kind of show you the ropes of what to go through, and how to practice and things you should do before getting full-fledged on the playground court. So let's go ahead and get into it. So what you do is you go ahead when you come on to 2K20 and you go to play now, and then to practice what you're going to do is go to 2KU. This teaches you how to play 2K on your skills, learn the basics, everything like that. So let's go ahead and click X, and once you do your training, which we'll do first, you can do freestyle, you can scrimmage, and then you can practice plays. So let's go ahead and get into the training of it. And before you do anything, like, it's okay to go ahead and build your player if you want to first, but before you um, go into the full mode of it, the career mode, I would highly recommend you do this to learn your moves, your shots. So here we go. As you can see on the screen, it's showing you how to do the jump shot, and it shows you how to release either with the sticks, or you can do it with the square. So what we're going to do is we'll do both, and what you have is a shot meter. As you see above Durant's top right shoulder, there is a shot meter, and as you hit perfect, you green it. So you can move around side to side, green again, but it's all about time and release. So what I suggest with this, if you want to get better on shooting, is just go, around, shoot for a while, and practice your shots, because when you do start on career, you are not going to be hitting greens like this at all. And it's a real struggle as you're starting on NBA 2K, especially if you don't have any knowledge of it or anything like that, because it's hard to hit shots because you have no badges. You have to get your precision points and everything like that. So you have to think this player that we're playing with right now is at a 99, pretty much, with badges and everything like that. So that's how you shoot around. I use square. I don't really like using the analog sticks and stuff for dribble moves, spin moves, and stuff like that. But that's how you do it. So to go to the next tutorial, you press the D-pad. The mouse pad. Sorry about that. And what it's going to do is bring you to the selection tutorial. So we'll just go step by step here. We just did shooting, so what we'll do is we'll go to dribbling, and once again it's going to show you hold R2, and you can move in any direction with the left analog stick. Hold R2, and then you're going to move the left joystick in any direction. We'll come back up here to the top of the key and do it again. Hold R2. R2 is for your speed, just so you know. It gives you boost. What you don't want to do is when you're playing in a real game, either on your career or on the playground, the park, you are going to have another meter above this blue circle, and that will be your speed meter. And what you'll do is, as it gets low, you'll see it wither down, and then when you've completely depleted it, ran it out, it is going to be flashing, which means you have no speed whatsoever. So that's the dribbling. You can do all different fake out stuff like that. Alright, on to the next. So that was dribbling. Let's go to triple threat. So in this one, you're going to move the right analog stick quickly. You'll pivot, and then you can pull a shot. Pivot. Let's head back up. Passing next. Alright, so passing, what you're going to do, press X to pass. And you can pass to the next guy, and then you're going to shoot. And the same thing over and over. And also what you can do, this is kind of advanced right now, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, to see your players, you can press R1 and it's going to show you your players. So if I want to throw it to Durant, I'm going to press circle. If I want to throw it to Tatum, I'm going to press square. And if I want to throw it to LeBron, I'm going to press X. That's a little bit advanced right now, but that's just so you can go ahead and, you know, have a quick little tip on you, because as you're playing career and you don't know things like that, if you don't do the tutorial like, you know, we're doing right now, then you're going to be pressing X thinking you're going to throw it to this guy sometimes, and then you're really going to throw it to that guy right there behind you. So it's just a little FYI note for you to remember on that. Alright, so we're going to go to free throws. Now, free throws are somewhat hard, especially when you're starting out. Everything is hard when you start out. It is a real struggle being a 80, like a 80, 83 is hard. And plus, you're not going to really get on the park with anybody to be able to scrimmage unless you already have some buddies. But what you do with this is you kind of have to fill your shot out. A lot of people fill theirs all the way up. I never really do that with my guy that I've customized on my career, just because that's not how he shoots. You have a lot of people's shot meters that are faster than others. You have some that are slower, especially starting out. It's very slow on the meter, just like this guy. If you see, as I'm shooting, his meter starts up very slowly. And then when you have you'll be able to get a badge later on that's called quick draw, and quick draw makes your shooting meter go up quicker than it normally would, to be able to get a good release faster. Because once you get in the park and you go through career mode, you're going to want a faster shot, especially if you're a shooter, to be able to shoot shots quicker. But just messing around. I'm not really trying to make shots that much right now on this guy, but that's how you do on your free throws. So pick and roll. On pick and roll, you hold down L1. The guy will come over for your pick. You can press down L3 on the joystick, and then he will roll off and go toward the hole, and then you can throw a pass to him, and, you know, get an easy score. Pick and roll. See, I'm going to go pick for Davis. Now I'm going to go to the hole. Then what we can do is we'll get a pick for Russell. He'll drive to the hole. See if we can alley-oop him. Now this is a little bit advanced right now as well, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you this one also. If you ever want to alley-oop, what you do is if you see your guy is open, let me see if I can get him open real quick. You double tap on triangle, and you tap it twice, and it will throw him a alley-oop. So once again, you hold down L1, you roll to the side, and then you can just regularly, what you do is just remember your pass is X. He wasn't open, so I'm not going to throw it to him, of course, but let's get him open so we can throw him a pass, just regular pass. He wasn't open, but that's alright. But yeah, that's how you do pick and roll. Playing in the post. Alright, so what you do in this, once you get the pass, you hold down L2, and then what you'll do is you'll start to body the guy that's guarding you. L2, and then you just back him up. Sometimes they'll stop you, especially if they're bigger, and then you just hit square, and he will shoot. See, just then he backed me off, but we was able to push him back and get the point. So as you're doing this, you're holding down L2, you're pushing back with your left joystick to the hole, and then you press square to shoot. Layup. One more time. Post up. Alright, so defense. What you'll do is you'll hold down L2 to guard the guy, and then as you see on the bottom, which you have to have a defensive badge on, I believe, to be able to see this. I'm not sure, but don't quote me by that. But you can see the player's movements sometime on the ground, and to show that he's going to go left or he's going to go right or go back or whatever. But that's how you play defense on him, and just always make sure that you hold down L2, and you never really want to foul. You have good fouls in this game, as long as you're contesting a shot. See, just right then on the ground, he had the arrow of which way that he was going. That way you know which way to guard. Continue your guard. Hold down L2, and then you just follow him. No one took my eyes off him for a minute. Here we go. Hold down L2. You're going to guard him. Then you want to make him miss a shot, of course. Alright, so rebounding. How you rebound is, he boxed me out. So what you want to do is get around the guy, box him out by holding down L2, and then you press triangle to get the rebound. Hold down L2. So if you're holding down L2 first, it's going to put you behind him. So what you want to do is get around him when the guy shoots. That way you can box him out correctly. So see, right now I'm not holding L2. Now I'm holding it to box him out. I want a good example, but here we go. There we go. We'll box him out, get the rebound. We'll do it one more time. Sometimes they're hard to get around. What we do, box them out, get the rebound, and that's how you do it. Alright, so moving out the ball. So all this is when your teammate's calling for the ball, you'll wait for him to call for the ball. Let me see if I can. So you press X, call for the ball, and then he'll throw it to you. We'll do it simple again. He's got his hands up. He'll throw you the ball, then you shoot. We can move around, hands up, throw you the ball. You can move around and then you'll just press X. As he's open. You can even do it down here in the post when I'm posted up, throwing the ball. Remember, you don't want to stay no longer than 2 seconds. The longest you can stay is 3, so in the paint. So you don't want to, get a 3-second violation in the paint. So that's how you do that. And then you do your full scrimmage. So you can practice your moves, and then as you're passing it to the your next player, you're going to be that player as you're doing this little practice right now, just to pass around to get the feel of it. And then it's going to swap sides, and then you'll play defense, so you can get the hang of defense. Now the blue arrow that's pointing toward the person is who you need to guard at all times unless there is a pick, and it shows you to switch people, because if you do not stay on your guy, you will get negative points on defense for it. So as we throw the ball in, we press X, then we just use the left joystick to dribble around. I'm going to look at my people to see who is who by pressing R1. I'm going to pass it to Curry. Then I'm going to press R1 again to see my people. I'm going to throw it to Davis by pressing L2. Press L1 again. R1 again. Sorry about that. Press the pass to George, and then we'll just shoot the ball. Mess around, and then we will go back on D. So as you see, the arrow to the gentleman that I'm supposed to be guarding is further away, and then as I get close, it's going to get closer to him, of course. That way I know to stay on that person and defend. So we have the ball, so we're moving kind of quick. Throw it to my open person and score by pressing X. Once again, the arrow on the gentleman I need to guard. I hold down R2 to guard him. That way he stays in front of him and is not moving around freely like this. So I'm going to post up by holding R2. He's pushed me back, so we're going to jump, fade, kind of fade, shoot it. But that's how you play defense and offense full court. And you can come off the player that you're defending if it's down in the hole like that, just to kind of help your team out on some more defense. But that's how you do that. So what we're going to do is we'll quit this. We'll go out and check out some moves. If you want to play online with your friends on this one, you're going to go to Play with Friends Online. On this one, what you can do also is you can quick play, which is, just real quick to get onto the court. I'll just go through and show you the basic things of what each one of these are. What you have is career, and what you can do with career is, you see I have a 92 felicitating finisher. He's a slasher. And then I have another person that I just built, which is a offensive threat. He is only at 85 right now. So I'm still building him up. So what you're going to want to do if you want to build a player is you're going to come to here, which will be up here when you start. So we want to launch it. So what we'll do is you'll come here and put in whatever name you want to put in. Pick your position, which, you know, point guards are going to be short, like 6'2", 6'3", I think. Center is going to be like 7 foot, and then so on. But if you want to see like builds, what you do is press triangle, and it's going to come over here and show you preset builds. So you have your point guard finishers, your shooters, your handlers and passers, your shooting guards finishers, shooting guards shooters, shooting guards handles, passing, and your small forward finishers, small forward shooters, small forward defenders, power forward finishers, power forward shooters, power forward defense rebounder, and then your center finisher, center shooter, center defender rebounder. So that's all the different ones you can do. So you can pick from here, and then it'll show you on the screen to the left hand side. We can just pick from over here. We'll say we want to make somebody big and strong. So what we'll do is we can go with let's say go with a power forward. So you can go with a power forward. This is just, you know, just to show you whatever your preference is, that's what you pick. But, you know, this is just for an example. Right hand or left hand, whichever one you choose. And then your jersey number, whichever one. Go to continue. So what you have here are your pie charts for your finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense rebounding. So as you see, as I switch, so this pie chart is blue mainly. So what it is more finishing. This one is a little bit of everything kind of, but it's more of finishing and shooting. So as you see on the left hand side, you have close shots that is highlighted, post hook that is highlighted, and your post fade that is highlighted, and your post move is highlighted, and really nothing on defense is highlighted. You can come to this one, and it's, you know, so on and so on, whatever you'd like to choose. This one's finishing and defense. This one's mainly shooting, a little bit of finishing, a little bit of defense, and a little bit of playmaking. This one's pretty much the same, but more shooting and more playmaking. And then you have more playmaking here. But it's whichever you prefer. Just experiment, see what's best for you. If you want to shoot a lot and, you know, finish and playmate, you know, of course you're going to want to go for pie charts like that. But what you, I'm just going to mess around here. We'll go with a, let's go with this one. So on this one, what you're going to do is you pick your agility, strength, and your vertical. People have different opinions. This is just my opinion. I go for more of a balance overall for speed, strength, acceleration, and vertical. So just look at all of them and see which one is pretty much overall, you know, even between all of them. And then if you're a shooter, of course you're going to want to be fast. You're going to want to accelerate. So speed, acceleration, and your vertical. Strength, you know, some people really don't pay attention to. Some people do. Once again, it's all about your preference. So what you do is you just look around to see which one is closest to being pretty much even from one another. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick this one. Just mess around, and you don't have to pick that one. And then here, what you have, your attribute points, upgrades. So over to the right, you have your badges. So as you upgrade these things, you're going to get badges in what you pick. So like here, and this is just messing around once again to show you. And as you see on the right, as I'm putting the attribute points up, badges are going up. So just on shooting right now, you have 30 shooting badges because you're a shooter. So that's what you're going to be doing most of the time. But, you know, just research it, fill it out, see what you like, and go from there. You're not going to be playing like a whole lot of interior defense. So, you know, however you like it. Your lateral quickness, steals, blocks, your offensive rebound, your defensive rebound. But you're not going to be doing a whole lot of offensive rebound because you're going to be shooting a lot. So it's not really, you know, something I would really go for on a shooter. But defensive rebound, really not as much either. But you want to be able to help play defense. So just kind of, and what you can do as well with this is you can mess around with the tiers and get badges more. Like if you have a badge, say that's on like a 1, you could play with it and maybe get a 2 or a 3 out of it. But it's, you know, all based on what you're going for and, you know, your preference once again, as I've said multiple times. So I'm just going to leave it like this. The build shape doesn't really matter. For a shooter, you probably would want to be, you'd want to be slight. Compact's not too bad, but this doesn't affect anything, so whatever you choose is what you choose. So on height, as you heighten your guy, you're going to gain or lose things. So if I was to take him down 1 to 6'8", you see on the left hand side how driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, it drops and raises. So if you look on your right hand side, you'll see your acceleration, your speed, and your vertical has increased, and your strength has decreased just a little bit, only by 1. But your speed has increased by 2, 3. Sorry about that. So, you know, you can play around with it. As you make him taller, it's going to, of course, make things in the minus. It'll give you some plus here and there. But you can go with the recommended height that they recommend, which is 6'9", or you can make him, you don't want to go too short, but you know, you can do it however you like. I'm just going to do... I'm not going to be using this guy, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to do that. On weight, what you do is pretty much the same thing. You make him. You can do the recommended weight, which on this build is 218. If you go lower, you gain things. If you go higher, you lose things, gain things. Of course, it's going to be strength because you weigh more. And then, of course, you're going to lose strength if you are lighter. So, That's a recommended weight. You can play around with it if you want. And if you look on the left hand side as well, it shows you plus and minuses on what you would get. So I'm just going to stick with the how it had it recommended, which was 219. Your wingspan also does the same thing for the left and the right side. So the recommended is 83.8. If you make his wingspan shorter, you gain and you lose just a little bit on the bottom for the defense. Which isn't too bad, because you want to gain, but you don't want to lose either. So, and then if you make your wingspan more longer, of course you're going to lose, and you can gain as well too. Same thing on this one. So whatever you prefer. I'm just going to do this. I'm only so the recommended is that I'm going to do this because I'm only losing 1 on defense, so that's not too bad, but I'm gaining 2 on the mid-range shot, 3-pointers, ball handling, and post moves. So I'm going to go with that. And then here you only have 2 options. So on other builds, depending on what you build, you have 4 options sometimes. So on this one, you have a post scorer or a spot up shooter. I would probably do a spot up shooter, but it's your preference once again, as I've said 100 times in this video. I'm going to go with this one, and then if you want to make the build, you say yes. And then what you can do is, this is going to tell you who on the left hand side, who you're similar to. So this is a 3-level playmaker. So on the right hand side, you can go ahead and start your career if you want. You can test the build, you can edit the build, or you can return back to the home screen. So what we're going to do is we want to test the build, and when you test the build, you're going to test this build all the way to 99, which is the highest that you can be, to see what you would play at if you were completely maxed out. So overall rating, you're going to want to put at 99. And then what you're going to do here is you're just going to put your badges where you would like them. And I'm just going to mess around here. So we have 10 potential upgrade badges. So just so you guys know, slithery finisher, giant slayer, relentless finisher, these are all good badges. Back down punisher is good, I'm guessing, but I know that these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 are really good, really good. There is another one which is really good, which is fancy footwork. That's also awesome, but this is all on your preference. I'm just messing around here, so you can pick whatever you like. So you go to your shooting badges, and what all this does is make your player the best that they can be, which is what you want, especially when you get on the playground, because them guys out there, they're not going to want to get you on a game unless you're really, some of them will play with you on a 90. I was able to do that, thank goodness, but really they don't want to mess with you unless you're like a 92 really, because they're out there winning and they're playing. That is considered a all-star level playing, so just so you know that before you go out there. But there's nothing wrong with going out there and messing around, seeing if you can get on a game or whatever. And then what you have is bronze, silver, gold, and Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is the best that a badge can be. It is the best. And then it's however you want to put your badges. Just do some research and see what you find out for yours. However you build it. And then your playmaking badges. You have 11 here, so and then this one, clamps on Hall of Fame's very, very, very beast. It pretty much shuts down your offensive person from dribbling. So after we have all our finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense rebound badges done, you can push triangle if you want and come here and pick what kind of jump shot you would like. You have a lot to choose from, and then what it's doing is showing you your potential. So we're going to hit X, and then what we're going to do is go into a real live NBA game and play to see what your person would be like at a 99 overall build. Also, guys, if you want, once again, when you go to create your build, there's plenty of suggestions and tutorials and stuff like that online for different types of builds. So you always know, check out YouTube for that. There's some guys on there that give some really good suggestions on builds. There's pretty much any kind of build on there that you want. They go in depth in detail on badges, what they do, what best reaction they get to on bronze, silver, gold, and Hall of Fame. Just to throw that out there to let you know, FYI. So as you're playing on your career, you can press L1 and it'll show you spots on the ground that you can run to get the ball. Like they'll post up for you, shoot for you. We'll post up for you so you can get an open shot. So if you see the blue arrow, it's telling me I was away from the defender or the opponent, so to go and get on him. If you do not get in range within a certain period of time, it will give you negative points. And if you look on the top right corner, you see a C plus contact finisher badge. So you see a C plus. They rate you and grade you off your playing throughout the whole game. The better you are, of course, the more better grade that you're going to get. So see, as you do good passes, good ball movement, we just got a B minus on that, so we got out of the C. And then see if you leave your guy open like that, and then see it gives you a negative grade for not being on defense, just so you can see that. If you press L1 on the controller, see how it's giving you the places on the ground. They'll throw you the ball most of the time so you can shoot, and you know, so you can get you some points, which you can always make them give you the ball. See, leave an assignment, it gives you a negative grade on that. So see, my guy's going to post up, he's going to screen for me so I can shoot the shot. Score off assists. So you get graded off of everything. Just like in a real game, you get assists, rebounds, you get graded for all those things as well. If you give a good screen for your player, if you give a good screen for your player, you get points for that as well. Now usually when these guys are shooting, you can press R2 and make the crowd shake and rumble the screen, you know, to kind of make the defender kind of shake up a little bit so he'll miss a shot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But this, you know, there goes the Clamps badge. Stole it from him. Let's go ahead, go down here. We're going to take it, pass it, get the assist. Find an open teammate graded, assist graded, and for a good pass graded. Also, you have a takeover meter. So whether you're a slasher or whatever your guy is, when you get your meter full, which says takeover up there, it's a little over half full, right at half. It'll fill up and you press down R3 on your joystick and you will begin to be on fire, and then you'll be able to do your, you know, special plays and everything with your guy. If you're a slasher, glass cleaner, whatever the case may be. They want the downhill badge. I drew the foul, so I got a positive grade on that. We're going to shoot free throws. But there you have it, guys. Just a little quick, you know, tutorial for you so you can see the gameplay on this. Just starting out into NBA 2K to get the basics of it, to learn your guy, and to build you a guy up for career mode and for the park. Like, subscribe, guys. If there's anything else you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. And everybody have a good day. So fucking 77 is out. Have a good one, guys. Like, subscribe, push that bell.